Hello troglodytes, and welcome back to another video. So, in today's episode, we are going to be installing Linux onto this Microsoft Surface Pro 4. It has an i5 6300U, 8GB of RAM, and a 256GB SSD. And I'm going to be documenting the interesting parts of the installation procedure and the weird stuff you have to do to get this working, to install the Surface kernel and all sorts of other stuff. It's funky. And then I'm going to be documenting the general usage experience. So what is it like running a Linux on a tablet? What is it like using it? What is it like using Linux primarily through a touchscreen? And all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, on to the video! Okay, so what I'm gonna do is hold the volume down. I do this without messing up on the volume down, boot it up, keep holding volume down. It's just gonna be awkward to film this, but oh, okay, cool. I'm just gonna start Fedora Workstation Live 41. Alright, it did it. And will it work? I want to install Fedora. Oh, they've updated it. Okay. Looks nice. So yeah, the touchscreen doesn't work yet, but we'll fix that later. Does it work? No. What else works? Use the volume. Your volume works. Brightness works. That's good. Alright, I'm just gonna install Fedora then, and we'll come back later, I guess. In installation. Error, device is active. What? So, go back to my apps over here. What I think it is. Disks. Different. So here's this, yeah, Samsung. Yeah. What if I just click the format disk button? There we go. That did it. I can... Ooh, I like the bass guitar. Ooh, but I'm a gamer. I always wanted to have a bass guitar. I like cats. Not a fan of coffee. Not a fan of air travel. I do like mountains. I'm okay at cycling. I like trees. Hummingbirds are cool. I like music. I'm gonna go with the... I'm not a fan of math. Not really a fan of reading. I don't like cats that much. I like tomatoes, but not this kind of tomato. Surfing's cool. I'm gonna go with the guitar. Surface kernel installation for Fedora regular. Okay, so since we are using the latest and greatest version of Fedora, we're gonna use DNF5. So let me just clear out of that. So since DNF5, so we'll just copy this command. And then paste it over there. See, this is so much easier. Yeah, I really like how the top of this bar turns red when you're doing something critical. It's like, do not close this window. You're doing something critical. So that's really good. So now I can install the kernel and its dependencies. Alright, just do that. Oh. It's doing it. Okay. So that's complete. Let me just grab the reboot stuff. I'm gonna roll MDK. Can you roll the keys? Yes. password. Alrighty then, so at the moment it appears that what I did before, just editing that comp file and then that configuration file and rebooting the system, has worked. As you can see, I can tap down here and I can slide this around the screen. Put that over there. I can go bring up my Firefox, bring that over here. A little awkward, and I'm gonna swipe this around, so sorry about that. And I can, scroll like this. Seems like bringing up the keyboard is a little different, so I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, it appears that automatic rotation doesn't work, but I guess that's fine. Alright, so here's the tablet, and it's not running Fedora anymore. Basically, Fedora ran into a problem where it would run into this like a login loop on the GNOME greeter. So it wouldn't log in. I don't know why. I would type my password, it would give me a login loop. I tried like a bajillion other distros and eventually just landed on Ubuntu. And that seems to work the best, but with Ubuntu compromises. So the first thing I want to try to show you is the things that work the best. So, basic web browsing works quite well. So I can just search for something, as you saw there, and I can do the thing. So yeah, so basic web browsing works just fine. I can search for things. So if I wanted to search for something else, I could go here. And bada bing, bada boom. I was, looking up something for like a video game or whatever I wanted to look up. That'll work just fine. I can scroll through these web pages. For some reason, multi-touch doesn't want to work. I don't know why, but that doesn't matter. If it did work, that would be great, but that's fine. So yeah, the basic web browsing seems to work. I can even play games. So okay, so stuff like Agar.io works because I can just like tap on the screen and my little blob will go in that direction. Basically anything that relies only on the mouse like this, or just on the mouse and a single click, will work. I mean, basically what this is doing is simulating, oh, now the mouse cursor's over here. Now the mouse cursor's over there. And you can just kind of tap around and, oh wow, that was a close call from Ligma there. Huh? 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 So yeah, stuff like Agar.io works. I wouldn't really think most other browser-based games would work as touch only, because they probably require a keyboard, and that's not how the virtual keyboard works. No, H! Run away! Run away from Mr. H! Okay, actually no. You can have me now. I'm done with this. So, there's that. You might start figuring out some of the problems with this thing as I try to demo it here. But let's soldier on. So yeah, like I made a mistake. I can try to tap over here, but good luck. My best bet is to just backspace and keep going. So, eventually we type that out. I make it to YouTube. Okay, well, it's awkward. We'll get to that. I want to play my video. I said I want to play my video. And eventually it will load the video. It will play back more smoothly than that, I swear. Tap to somewhere in the video. That works. I click play. And as you can see, this is trying to run at 4K 60, which will work. Yeah, look, it's playing back 4K 60 YouTube just fine here. As you can see, that's running well as smoothly as the recording was running. So 4K 60 YouTube, no problem. Now, let me show you. So that's kind of like a first-class experience, right? Using something that the virtual keyboard works in, the GNOME virtual keyboard will work in. But let me pull up something else. So for example, I want to play Spotify. I want to search for something in Spotify. That loads pretty quick. I want to tap here. Oh no, my virtual keyboard's not working. What will I ever do? Well, I swipe up from the bottom. I tap right there. And now I can access whatever I want. So if I type in something really random, I want to search for Primus. There we go. Ah, that's who Primus was, huh? And now I can search for things just fine. So it works, but as you can see right here, it's not automatically resizing the window. So say what I was trying to type was like somewhere down here. What you would have to do is put the keyboard away, go over here, kind of resize the window, which is kind of awkward to do. So you would try to, no, don't want to do that. You would try to like resize the window in order to, there we go. Can you see some of the problems here? Oh, well, I guess Spotify has a minimum window height. Or what you could do is just put it tall-wise like this, and then I would have all the room in the world for the virtual keyboard down here and my content up there. As you can see, auto-rotation works. But that's just kind of an awkward experience, so there's that. So let's close out of this for right now. Are you noticing how I have to be kind of slow and deliberate with this? Some games will work, some games will not. Let me try K Breakout. It's a better one to demo. So, I'm playing my game. I press space to fire the ball. That works. And look, I can play the game. If my finger goes out of the window, then good luck. But if my finger stays in the window, I can play my breakout game just fine. So I can try to play this game. I'm not very good at it. Oh, come on. Yeah, you see your... Oh, what did I do? Did I knock it on my own head? Did I somehow do that? No? So anyway, you're supposed to try to like knock these fruits onto the lions and the cubs, I guess. I'm doing a lot better job this time. And as you can see, I'm, swiping around. Ah, I got eaten. 666. Oh, that is perfect. New high score. I got a much better high score before. I guess I just didn't save it. Anyway, so games that, again, only use the mouse and I can play with one finger are fine, because multi-touch is not working right now. I don't know why. I don't care why. This is an example of a game that, look, it says hit space to continue. So let me try bringing up the virtual keyboard. Tapping on it, pressing space. Yeah, no, because that's not how the virtual keyboard works. That's when you need a physical keyboard, like this type cover or whatever. So yeah. Now let's start getting into some of the weeds here. So stuff like file management is fine. I can tap on the folder. Sometimes you have to like tapping can be awkward for specifically how long you tap for it to register. Oh, did you just want to highlight it? Well, that time it opened it, so it's, a little finicky, but I can, tap on things. But then trying to copy text, okay, it brings up the virtual keyboard automatically because this is a document. So I want to try to copy this. I can kind of like start. Yeah, like this is. Okay, like if I do that. So you just have to. It's a little awkward to copy things sometimes. If I wanted to copy something like exactly, then I would try to like pull these around, and then it's doing weird stuff. I do like this little magnifier thing. That's great because it knows that your finger is probably on top of what you're trying to look for. But yeah, it's well, yeah. So whatever, I've somehow selected what I want. Then sometimes it'll bring up a menu like this, where it's like the little this context menu, and I can like do things. So I tap that, and believe that copied it. Now how do I paste, you ask? Sometimes I can just do that, and then I can paste it. Let me try that again. So I bring this up. You see, this is a little bit awkward to like reliably do what I'm trying to do, but that seems to be working. Yeah, so we're starting to run into some of the problems where traditional desktop, like, mouse and keyboard based design language kind of clashes with touchscreen design language. Like, you can't really have it both ways. But you can just about fumble your way through this if you're willing to do weird compromises. Let me just close out of that. So now if I try to bring up the terminal, will it bring up the terminal keyboard? It will! Okay, for some reason, I was trying to record this earlier today, and it wasn't doing it. So, in the terminal, things are a little bit better, because it brings up this version of the keyboard, which I really wish it would always bring up, because I have arrow keys. So I can, arrow up and down through my previous commands as you would normally. That works. But if I had this in, say, Spotify or wherever else where I was trying to, or anywhere else really, where I was trying to fix a mistake. So let's just see. So if I'm like, gonna do like, sudo, sudo apt update I can, tap the arrow keys and, tap through what I'm trying to do. which is a lot easier than, as you saw before, me trying to like tap somewhere like these little itty bitty touch targets and like try to do things that way. Yeah, not a great experience, but you know, I can do commands. You can just about get by with doing the basics, especially if you already have the commands you want to type already entered here. So if I wanted to, again, update the system, I could just press enter and do that. I'm not going to right now, but I could if I wanted to. But yeah, trying to actually type out anything. Well, see, well now we have the problem where the thing is below where the keyboard is, so well now you getting the problems here? It's just awkward enough where you're like, huh? Is it really how it's supposed to work? I don't think so. Oh, it's working now. So, office work like this, I can again, I can do the thing, but oh no, no keyboard. That's fine. Let me bring up this keyboard, and I can, you know, try to type something. Like it. Yeah, or try to type is the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. But what I got was the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, which is not what I intended to type, because, well, for all the as you probably saw before in, you know, when I was using this virtual keyboard, it doesn't have predictive typing, so it doesn't have those little, you know, the suggestions up here above the keys, and it doesn't have any sort of like a predictive autocorrect. So like if I were to tap this out on my phone, in the background it would have replaced this with quick. It would probably have replaced this with the. This word it would have replaced with whatever. Oh well, here it's bringing up the with the arrow keys. Huh. So the keyboard's inconsistent between apps, clearly. Because here I have the arrow keys, I can, you know, easily tap through this and fix my mistakes. Like the. So there we go. I can tap through this and fix what I was trying to type over here. And that's pretty good. Like, that's the best case scenario for trying to type on this. But what you're going to quickly realize is this keyboard is basically the same functionally as this keyboard, but smaller and more awkward to use. So, like again, it's the same thing. If I press the wrong key, I'm getting the wrong key. That's what's going to show up on the screen. The other problem with this, as you noticed when I was trying to type this out, is that if I try to type out really fast, well, accuracy is a problem because as I mentioned before, it won't do all the smartphone things to try to like fix your finger fumbles. And it's just, yeah, it's just awkward to use. It works, but you have to be really slow and really, really precise with it in order to get it to work the best. And again, the problem here with this isn't a GNOME app, so say I had a whole bunch of text like way down here at the bottom of the page, well, the keyboard would cover that. And I could, like, swipe that up and then get to it, but it's, yeah. And then you're probably gonna have some of the same awkwardness with, like, okay, well, that's weird. With, like, trying to copy and paste stuff and, like, select. This actually is working better. Well, now it got rid of what I was trying to select. Let me try that again. So I pull this out, I long press on it, and now it's gotten rid of my selection. You can make it work if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to deal with all the weird idiosyncrasies and weird workarounds and other stuff you kind of have to implement. Like, there's a lot more just kind of weird jank that I didn't cover that you'll uncover when you try to use this device. So, or I guess the Linux on a tablet. I guess that's really what this video is about, not really about the Surface Pro specifically. It's just, this is an example of Linux on a tablet, so yeah. I mean, some of these problems are like the multi-touch thing. Like, I don't know why that's not working. Is that an Ubuntu thing? Is that a Surface Pro kernel thing? I don't know, but as you can see, basic touch is clearly working. So if you want to use this to, like, browse the web, do basic Google searches, kind of do your email, do kind of very basic tablet things using, you know, GNOME GTK apps, that'll work great. If you want to run KDE on this, I think that would overall be a better experience in some ways, but a worse experience in others. So yeah, I think I've covered most of what I wanted to talk about, so that's about it. Bye!